What you did today is you're exercising your First Amendment rights to both free speech and free assembly. And of course, many of you are Catholic and enjoy the beautiful gift of faith. And that as well is another protected right in our country. As stressful and as difficult as this has become, nonetheless, these rights are consistent with what we call human dignity. And ultimately, what you're doing is standing for human dignity. We need to live in a world, we need to rebuild a world where every person matters, where no thing, no person is ever thrown away. And I want to tell you, I use that line quite a bit in Washington, whether you're talking about environmental stewardship or some assault on human dignity overseas or the pro-life movement, to say we should live in a world where no person, no thing is ever thrown away. And I lifted that line from somebody famous, and I don't think he would mind too much, but I lifted that line from Pope Francis, who once said that in one of his documents. And I use it in political speeches quite a lot, because it isn't necessarily just a Catholic or religious concept. People of goodwill and who have good reason hear that, and they actually are engaged by it. They actually are touched in the heart by it. And so many young people are interested, for instance, in environmental stewardship. Well, how does building a healthy environment and a better world start? No person, no thing ever thrown away. That's called good stewardship. And that's the heart of the pro-life movement as well. So Celeste and I are so proud that you are there representing us on the streets of Washington, D.C. I'm in the halls of Congress trying to do what I can. There is a very big, ugly divide for a long time now. I have served on what's called the Appropriations Committee. We spend the money. Other people talk about spending the money, but we spend the money. We ultimately make the decisions. And this year there was a very, very hard and ugly fight. And the people on the other side of the aisle, many of whom I count as friends and can have normal, good conversations with, I simply had to tell them, I have to stand against you. And I have to do it out of conscience. Please do not try to pass a law that makes people pay for abortion. At least we've done that. At least we've kept your taxpayer money, your family's money, away from having to pay for abortion. But now there's a movement across the country, political movement, to not only say abortion is right and good and a right and all these things, but that you must pay for it. So it's a double insult. It's a double assault on human dignity. The better answer is women deserve better than abortion. The better answer is we should be about caring for her. When there is an unexpected pregnancy, we should be a community of care committed for that journey of life before birth, at birth, and after birth. And by the way, I wrote a new bill, and Allie Stooks is there with me. Allie, wave right quick so everybody knows who you are. Allie and I worked on this together. Allie is a wonderful staffer, and she's got a heart of gold, particularly for the pro-life movement. But we wrote this bill called Care for Her. And it is a radically different approach for pro-life people to policy. Of course, we're going to continue to stand against abortion because it obviously takes a life and hurts a woman. But this takes it a step further and says, not only are we going to be a supportive mechanism when there's an unexpected pregnancy, we'll be there before birth, at birth, and after birth for anyone who needs it. People consider this a very dangerous bill because it is very transformative. And you all are falsely accused, as am I, constantly for only caring for an unborn child, but not caring for a woman, or not caring for a child who are already with us fully in the world. That could be further from the truth. But what this bill does is it actually codifies. It takes language and says, no, we're going to be there before birth, at birth, and after birth for anyone in need. So we're very excited about this. And this is catching fire across the country, across many pro-life organizations, across many states. And it is an answer in the Congress to people who may not fully be with us on the question of being pro-life, but want to do something for women. At least I'm hopeful it can maybe bridge some divide. So that's what we're working on. Look, next Saturday, I'm fully intending to be at the Nebraska March for Life. How many of you are going to come out then too? A lot of you are going to come out? Good, good. Well, hopefully we'll see you there. It's important that we stand together. And what more beautiful thing to stand for and exercise this first American right of assembly and speech around protecting the innocent and the vulnerable. You see, our world is screaming for meaning, and that meaning will only be found when no person, no thing is ever thrown away. That's the only answer. And that's called standing for human rights, human dignity, and this precious gift of life. Then we can build a better world. Then all of the other sad divisions that are taking place can be healed if we heal this most fundamental one, that an unborn child deserves life, and a woman should be protected from the viciousness, the meanness, the exploitation of the abortion industry.